Meghan Markle might not be present for Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, according to a royal expert. Former British Public Affairs officials Shannon Felton Spence explained that Markle and Prince Harry were already travelling in Europe when the monarch died on Thursday, but she could decide to return home to California ahead of the funeral to be with their 2 young children, Archie and Lilibet. Harry will likely stay in the UK until the funeral. I can't imagine Meghan won't attend, but again, from a human perspective, Meghan was expecting to leave the kids for 6 days, not weeks, so it may not be possible for her to stay the whole time, Spence said. Meghan Markle is already on the wrong side of history, and socially, ideologically and politically irrelevant. How can she even pretend to be mourning the death of the Queen, a woman she held in contempt, a woman she felt megalomaniacally superior to? She isn't in mourning. Her thinking is along the lines of how she can capitalise on this event. How can she turn this over to being about me, me, me? It will be audacious for her to try and attend to do her usual bullshit. Netflix might be pushing for her to be there for content, but as she is on the margins, unimportant and not a working royal, just posing as one, will the juice be worth the squeeze? What content could be made if she and Harry are on the periphery of proceedings? The narcissist in her would be tempted by all the opportunities to do costume changes and be photographed and filmed entering and exiting limousines. The fuel she vampirically needs has her licking her lips, but there is a risk. They can't exactly hire stand-in stooges to be there adoring and cheering fans. The occasion calls for solemnity, not cheerleading section. In a word, control. She and Harry can't control the proceedings, can't control the kind of reception they'd receive. As for Harry, well, it is his grandmother's funeral. He can't be banned. Harry might attend, but as at the Jubilee, he might be kept some distance away from the senior royals by the ranking protocols in place. Nothing vengeful or retaliatory in that. Well, he did say he wanted to be a private person and stepped down from being a working royal 2 years ago. The funeral is scheduled to take place at Westminster Abbey 10 days after the Queen's death. In this case, Saturday, September the 17th. Further specifics have not yet been announced. While Meghan didn't go to Prince Philip's funeral last year, this was reportedly due to a pregnancy at the time and being advised not to fly. Until the funeral, Meghan and Harry have not yet made a formal statement about the late royal, whose reign of 70 years was the longest in British history. Royal expert Eloise Parker told, "The family will be keen to play down the feud narrative given their more pressing new issues, processing the enormity of the death of the Queen and the intense scrutiny faced by King Charles as he settles into his new role." She continued, "It's clear that both Harry and William are deeply committed to very different kinds of lives and priorities at this point in time. There was definitely a sense of estrangement, particularly given that he and William were historically such a tight unit. A decade ago, they would almost certainly have arrived or left together." The royal experts said that with the Queen's death and King Charles III's ascension to the throne, Prince William will now have even more royal responsibility as the Prince of Wales and direct heir to the throne. Parker added, "He's always kept a small, loyal circle around himself and Catherine. It's hard to see how Harry, living over 6,000 miles away and forging a very different career path, could be a core part of that circle, and vice versa."